Hey Cancer, how you doing? Happy August. Thank you for joining me for your readings. Let us see what Spirit wants to give you this month in terms of influences, characters, challenges, opportunities. First card right up. Woof. Okay, what a way to kick off your reading. Alright, don't worry, I will show you in just a second. Let's just get the whole story, huh, Cancer? What do you need to know for August, for your highest good? The good, the bad, the difficult, the fun. What do you need to know for your highest good? Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. Spirit, what is the lesson this month? Wow, for Cancer. Sorry, that is totally not on purpose. You'll see in just a sec. Cancer, what do they need to know, Spirit? For Cancer to enjoy their best life, the greatest sense of creativity, greatest sense of love, greatest sense of freedom, joy, understanding. What does Cancer need to know this month, Spirit? Who are the players? Alright. Alright. Well, I was going to say, who are the players and what's the game? And apparently the game is Leapfrog. Alright. Couple more for Cancer, please, Spirit. Cancer Sun, Cancer Moon, Cancer Rising. What do they need to know, Spirit? For their highest good. Cancer. Cancer. And there you are to cap off your reading, Cancer. Let me just... whoop. That. Oh God. I'm dyslexic. Okay. Not literally, but spatially challenged. Queen of Cups. So here's what you need to know about this month right off the bat. Cancer is, I mean, you can see these cards for yourself. You're dealing with some heavy stuff. Death, Three of Swords, the Devil. But you know, you want to see the Death card when you are dealing with the Devil. And it's also your Three of Swords and the Devil are lined up here with the Star. There is some recognition, and you know, the Three of Swords is the kind of, it's one of the cards that if you were to just like Google people, for example, learning tarot, like, oh no, what do I do when this card shows up? The imagery of the card itself, like, let's not beat around the bush. This is about, specifically, Spirit is talking to me about separation. And it's separation connected to the Devil. Sometimes the Three of Swords is not always a bad thing. Sometimes the Three of Swords, often the Three of Swords is kind of like, it's time for some spiritual surgery, Cancer. What habit or relationship or circumstance in your life makes you feel low, dependent? The Devil is all about self-imposed bondage. Not always the fun kind, more often the addictive kind. So that's why I say it could be a substance, it could be a relationship, or it could even be something like a dead-end job, a toxic friendship. Where are you keeping yourself, and where do you maybe keep finding yourself when you know, and there's no judgment, Cancer, but it's like they're saying, but you know this is over. Like, you know this is bad for you. You know you need to stop this, whether it's, this could range from, these are general readings, obviously, Cancer, if it were one-on-one, we might be identifying this a little more closely, but it's like some of you, it's like a sugar addiction. Some of you, it's like a codependent relationship, or a stronger, more, wow. Spirit just gave me the word deleterious, which I gotta say, I don't even remember what it means. I may have known at some point. I don't know. We're gonna look it up. Post-reading Googling that I'll be doing. Okay. It's doing you harm, and you recognize that, and it's kind of one of those, it's your choice. That's the really empowering thing that I'm seeing when I look at these these cards is, Cancer, it's up to you. Death is a natural ending, a chapter closing, and it feels to me You know, there are some situations, if you had a tower here, I might be saying this is taken out of your hands. You Cancers have seen quite a few towers with me, I know. But it's not here. This is something that you can put to death if you want to. It's not going to be stolen out from under you. The devil loves to be wanted. The devil is not the type of person or substance or relationship that is going to conscientiously remove itself from the equation because it wants your attention. It wants your energy. Oof. You know, that's another way you can think of this. Who or what in your life is an energy vampire? Again, could be a person, could be a substance, could be a job. There's a big learning opportunity and level up, and it feels to me like a fresh new partnership that comes if you are willing to do what it takes to change the structure of your life, to basically, if not eliminate this devil, to detach from it a little at a time, okay? And the star is about bringing things to light out of the darkness, okay? Like, this is a really beautiful card, actually, to see lined up with the devil, especially because the other thing about the devil is his power is shame. His power is darkness. His power is lies. So anything that we feel ashamed about and like we need to hide this from other people, like nobody would love me if they knew this, or everybody would just think I was the biggest piece of shit if they found out that I love this, or I do this, or I have done this in the past, or whatever. You have an opportunity this month, Cancer, to basically decide if you want to keep insulating yourself from the world with layers of shame, or if you would like to pull them off and kind of emerge and receive, indeed, like the assistance, the support, the love, the new opportunity, honestly, that wants to come in after that. And let me explain how could a new opportunity possibly be connected to getting rid of like a person or a substance, right? For some of you that might seem very like very intuitive, but for others of you it might be like, what? How is getting rid of a bad boyfriend or girlfriend or whatever going to bring in like a new creative opportunity or job? You know, and this is what they're saying. Some of you must be writers or do it feels like some of you might write a story or a script or a book like based on this. When you clear something out of your life, when you keep walking forward faithfully towards something that you can't see yet, but you know it's better than this. You know, I wonder if he'll come up in your Fiercely Focused spread, but Spirit is actually bringing, in my mind's eye, they're showing me the Fool card. And the Fool is about, you know, the Fool is very related to the Star in that it's about innocence. It's about shamelessness. That's why I love to see the Star coming after the Devil. Can you accept those parts of yourself that you feel ashamed of? Can you give them compassion? It doesn't mean that you pretend they're okay. It doesn't mean that you excuse any bad behavior on your part. It's like they say in AA, okay? Like the first step is admitting that you have a problem. Because if we never admit we have a problem, then we just go about with our blindfold on or our chains like sitting at our feet that we think are wrapped around our ankles, but we're free to go whenever we want. But we can be easily swayed. We can be convinced. The devil is fucking convincing. Whether he's convincing you through like actual addictive chemicals, or not, the devil is a lie. It's time. It's time to make a decision about this, Cancer. Like, and for some of you, you may even be involved in a court decision this month that involves separating you from the devil. The devil, they're also giving me the word like stalking. So that could be a situation that some of you are dealing with or being forced to, again, like take to court, or, you know, maybe you need to threaten somebody with that. I don't know, Cancer, that's kind of what they're giving me is like, maybe you need to say like, look, if you do this again, like I'm calling the cops or I'm getting a restraining order. Be straightforward. In one way or another, Cancer, it's time for you to make what you feel is like a right decision, justice, what is karmically balanced, what is the right thing to do, what is on the up and up. When you clear out that old stuff, as I was saying, and you have this faith and you have this courage to pursue a better life, even if you don't know what that's going to look like yet, but you know that the devil, whatever in your life, got to go, and you walk away from it, that takes a lot of courage. And Spirit, you know, nature abhors a vacuum, as they say. And if you create a vacuum, if you create a void in your life where this person or this substance or this situation was, Spirit is telling me we're going to give you something. Something is going to come in, or something is going to be revealed. That brilliant idea that some of you were going to write about, it's going to come in fast. 8 of Wands, like the freaking meteor slamming into the gate saying like, look at me, here I am. Here I am. Big idea. And also, Cancer, I have to say, for some of you, this is like a straight up, some of you are in a like codependent or just not good or even like abusive situation with a partner, and it feels to me like seek a little wisdom on this, and if you choose to end it, there is something beautiful and blossoming coming. Now, again, I want to remind you, Cancer, everything is up to your free will. That is the gift we were given. Spirit, you know, it's kind of like life is a combination of fate and free will. Spirit will often have events conspire to bring us right to the precipice of something or to the gate, but then it's up to us. Do we want to walk through this gate? Do we want to say yes? Do we want to say no? We can always turn our back and walk away from things. But I have to say, it feels to me like this month, if you continue to do the devil stuff, if you continue to get your heart broken again and again and again by the same situation, you might miss out on something really wonderful. That's what this card is about. You might be so busy looking at your spilled over cups that you miss out on the fact that right over your shoulder somebody is pouring you something new and fresh. New and fresh is kind of like the order of the day for you this month. New and fresh. No more stagnation. No more same old, same old. Switch things up. Change up your routine. Change up how you structure your time and your day. Here's a practical magic tip, Cancer. What is your input? What are you taking in all day long? In terms of media, in terms of people, in terms of what you read, you see, you talk about, you think about. What is your input? That is your output. Now, I want to make a quick delineation here. I'm not saying that anybody who's around negative influences, what they're going to put out is exclusively negative. What I mean is that what we take in, we put out. What we take in, we tend to continue to attract. So Spirit kind of wants to tell you to jump the track. Like what they're showing me is, you know, in old-timey movies, where you would see a train going and it was about to like maybe crash into something, or you know the track was about to end and somebody had to like pull a lever at the last minute and swap tracks. That's what they're showing me. Is like this would be an excellent month for you to swap tracks and start fresh and open yourself up to something new. You have an ally. You have, and I feel like for a lot of you this is like a Capricorn friend who like, and it's funny because this is your opposite. And, you know, look at you, water and earth, like, makes sense to me, right? But water and earth blend very beautifully. You have very different skills and kind of focuses, but this person can bring you back down to earth. The Queen of Pentacles, this is somebody on your level. You're the Queen of Cups, right? And you can be man, woman, you can identify in any way. The Queen and King delineations are more about the type of person. So you are this sweet, intuitive, charismatic leader, okay? So the Queen of Cups might be a little quiet and a little like receptive and compassionate, and maybe not like a Queen of Wands where it's all jazz hands. But the Queen of Cups can transform people's lives. The Queen of Cups has like deep, quiet, still waters run deep kind of gifts, right? And the Queen of Pentacles is a planner. She's a cultivator. She is a grower of money and resources and responsibilities. This is somebody to bring in that is helping you. Like, this person might even be the one giving you the opportunity. Like, hey, do you want this new job? Or, hey, I circled a couple of new apartments for you since you've been talking about maybe you need to move out of the place with this person or whatever. Like, this is somebody who's kind of doing some legwork for you. And if you don't already have, like, if you know who this friend is in your mind, you're like, oh my God, that's my friend whoever. Like, she's great with money. She is like a planner to the extreme. If you don't know who this is, expect to encounter them. And if they're not already helping you with something and you feel like, oh man, I know who that is, tap them. They want to see you happy. They probably know what the devil is in your life, even if you don't, okay? So they might, like, if you sent them this video and said, like, what is this? I can kind of feel that I'm stagnant, but I don't really know what this devil is that she's talking about. They might send back, duh, that's your job, dude, like, or duh, that's your friend whoever who never, like, returns the favor and who's just sucking you dry, or that's your crappy partner, or whatever. Tap your Queen of Pentacles person. Tap that person who is, like, she's not the Queen of Swords, okay? The Queen of Swords would be like, duh, it's this person, he's such a bitch, and I told you he was a bitch. Like, the Queen of Pentacles is a little gentler, and she may be a little bit, you know, she's strong, but she is a little more patient than the Queen of Swords. So this is somebody who does have patience to listen to you and to understand you. This is an addiction worth kicking. That's what they just said. This is an addiction worth kicking because like, your life wants to bring in something inspiring. Consider this Ace of Wands like the same thing as the meteor appearing in that Eight of Wands card. Something is arriving in a big flash. It's like a big spark, a creative idea, a brilliant plan. But it can kind of only come in if you if you bring light to that darkness, i.e. you bring consciousness to things that you've made unconscious, like self-sabotaging behaviors, like insidious self-talk, they just said for some of you. So maybe you don't have, like, maybe you're like, no, I don't have a devilish partner, I don't have a toxic friend, because kind of it's just, and this is what they're saying, it's kind of just me here alone in my apartment. Are you the one that's telling you you can't do it? Are you the one telling you that you're like a piece of shit and you're incapable and you're so boring and you're so lame and can't you just peel yourself off the couch and do something for once? If that's you, Cancer, because they're giving me that hard, shh. You are loved. You are worthwhile. You have gifts that the world needs. And part of you knows this, okay? So don't let the devil drown that out. Depression is a liar. Liar. Okay? Okay, let's just move on to your Fiercely Focused spread. I feel like they've got more to say about this. All right. So, and if you haven't been here before, Cancer, this is just where we do a quick 5-card reading to cap off your messages from Spirit. And this is about getting kind of like a theme for your month or an archetype that you want to be working with or be aware of. And then some action steps that Spirit wants to give you when it comes to earth, air, fire, water areas of your life, i.e. like health and finances, thoughts, words, and projects, creative and spiritual endeavors, as well as love and relationships. So let's kick off by looking at the archetype for Cancer for August. What energy is Cancer working with this month primarily, Spirit? What do they need to know about? Wow, for their highest good, flew right out. Well, you're ruled by the moon. I want to pull one more. That's what they're telling me, is like, pull one more. The moon is not a bad card. That's not why I'm pulling one more. The moon is mystery. The moon is transition and change and being willing, basically. I mean, you had the star card. Being willing to walk through the dark, as they were saying, towards something better, even if you don't know entirely what it's going to look like yet. Okay, and things are shifting. Your path is shifting because you are shifting and changing, Cancer. You're ruled by the moon. Temperamental and intuitive. Okay, Spirit, please let me know What does Cancer need to know about this moon? Hadn't even seen it yet. Wow. Judgment, commitment, make the choice, make the decision. Very related to that Justice card and the Devil card. An angel coming in to say, wake up, awakening, coming back to life. Have you been dead on your feet, Cancer? What has had you dead on your feet? It's time to Spirit is, like, consider this a very literal call from Spirit, like, hey, we are here, hey, we are with you, wake up, you've been asleep. Said with love. You've been asleep, you've been somnambulant, you've been hypnotized, and it's time to wake up. Understand that you're going through an important transformation and be open to that. Things are going to shift this month, like new opportunities, and like they said, new pathways are opening. So it does feel to me like for some of you, like they said, like they were showing me somebody circling like apartments and jobs in like the want ads. A change is on the way, and it benefits you to change up the structure of your life, as they said. Okay, so let's see how that theme plays out in your action step cards. Spirit, what does Cancer need to know when it comes to money, resources, property, health? Are there whoa, all right, I was going to say, are there situations or people that you want to talk about? But they threw it right out. Okay. Cancer. Understandable, you hermit crab, you. The Four of Pentacles is about wanting to hold on to what we have because we're afraid that there's nothing better. And, you know, you had that Four of Cups card that is very related. Like, I'm too busy looking at what I have and what I don't like to see that there is something new for me. The Four of Pentacles is about holding on so hard to everything that, like, look, this guy can't make a move. He can't go anywhere. He's balancing a coin on his head. He's got his arms wrapped around one, and he's got his feet standing on the others to make sure nobody takes them, because this is all he's ever going to have. That's the mentality, and that's the mentality that you want to shed. It's very devilish. Like, this is all I have, I better hold on to it. Oh God, oh God, oh God, is somebody going to take this from me? Insecure. Insecure in all of the ways, okay? So it's time to address that insecurity. It's time to remember that you are the fucking Queen of Cups. You could have come up as a page, you could have come up as a knight, but you come up as a queen. They want you to recognize your power. She's sitting on a lotus blossom, okay, Cancer? Lotuses are symbols for awakening, for enlightenment, because they can only grow out of the deep, dark, muddy, gross, stagnant depths of a swamp. We have to go through those depressive moments. We have to go through that. We dissolve before we reconstitute into something bigger and better. And let's go full cliche and talk about the phoenix in the ashes. That's what this is about. Understand what you have to set fire to. Only spiritual fire, okay? I'm not invoking a Left Eye Lopez moment. Whatever you have to set on spiritual fire, whatever you have to transform this month, you will see benefits. Okay? Don't hold on to things so hard because you might miss out on something. That's a message that they gave before and they want to give it again. You have nothing to be insecure about. You have wonderful gifts. It's a good month to dive into what your gifts are, to learn more about what you have to offer. Okay. So, kind of on that note, what is going on in the mental realm for Cancer? Bless you, Thurman. Maybe see my buddy back there. What do they need to know, Spirit? Cancer, Sun, Moon, and Rising. When it comes to words, messages, thoughts, ideas, is there a situation or a person of the Swords realm that you want to highlight for Cancer? Beautiful. Okay, this is a really lovely, this is clarity. The Ace of Swords is about having an honest conversation with yourself and then with anybody else that you need to have it with in order to have a breakthrough. There's a laurel hanging from the top of the crown, and that is about victory. And the 6 little flames dancing around the hilt of the sword echo the 6 of Wands, the 6 flames, saying again, victory. You will have victory when you clarify things, okay, Cancer? Maybe you're not ready to leave behind some job or some person, but at least you can have a clarifying conversation with them. And maybe that will begin to catalyze something, okay? If you have a problem with something or someone, or if you just want something and you want to achieve something, the Ace of Swords says you will have victory when you make things clear. Think it and then state it, okay? Like, make it unequivocally clear. And start with yourself. If you don't know what it is, start with yourself. Take a little internal inventory. What am I loving about my life right now? What am I not loving about my life right now? Okay? What is working for me? What fills me up and like fills up my energetic tank? Like, is it reading? Is it like walking? Is it sleeping? Is it laughing? And what drains your tank? Is it a person? Is it a thing? Is it a job? Is it a substance or a hobby or a habit? Just consider, okay? Get clear, and then you can get past. That's what they're saying. Okay. Now let's look at your feelings. Love, relationships. Spirit might want to highlight family or romance, friendship, or a particular person who evokes deep feelings in you. What does Cancer need to know in the month of August, Spirit? For their highest good. Can't make this shit up. You again. They're just doubling down. You're the queen, okay? You're the Queen of Cups, Cancer. You are strong. You are compassionate. You are intuitive. Shine some of that loving, compassionate, intuitive power onto yourself this month. You are very free in giving it to others. Make sure you give it to you too. They're also telling me for some of you, this is sister or mother. This is somebody for some of you that you might want to approach this person in your life who you think of as very compassionate, intuitive, and even a healer. So like I said, for some of you that could be a family member. For others of you that could be like a psychologist or counselor, or someone who does acupuncture, or someone who reads tarot. Somebody who can look with you at your deepest, quote-unquote, darkest, i.e. just hidden aspects, and bring them to light so that they empower you, okay? Unacknowledged fears are anchors. Acknowledged fears can become engines, okay? Okay. Now finally, let's see what is lighting you up. What is exciting you, charging you, warming you? Is there a person, a situation, a challenge? What is it that is charging up Cancer this month? Feeling a little bit on the defense, feeling like you're taking on a lot. Yeah, you might be doing a little bit of fighting this month. You might be doing a little bit of like, and what the phrase they just use is like warding people off. Like a little bit of like, this again, are you serious? So some of you, it might be like you have somebody who you broke up with, but they keep coming back. Or like, you know, the devil might not be something that you're actively doing. It might be something that you haven't been doing, but that pops back up in your life this month to be like, hey, are you sure? Maybe you want to try this again. Fend it off. Ward it off. The beautiful thing, though, about the Seven of Wands, Cancer, is that you have the higher ground. Literally in the card, you have the higher ground. So don't sink to their level. That's what they're bringing home to me. Remember, like, Ace of Swords, and this is what they just said, and I love this, is like, imagine if you were suddenly, instead of warding off these sticks with your own stick, like using these wands, what if you suddenly brought out your Ace of Swords and you just cut the shit and you just slice the top off of all their wands? You know what I mean? Now what you gonna do, huh? That's what that clarity is gonna do for you. The clarity brings the win, okay? Stop dealing with other people's crap as if you guys are on the same level, because, like, you're not. And I'm not trying to pump up your ego. Like, thank you. You already clicked on the video. Totally not trying to lure you into anything. That is what Spirit is saying. It's not about being elite. It's not about being better than somebody in terms of value. We're all intrinsically valuable. It's about like stop playing in the mud with the other kids when you're like, it would look really weird for like a 15-year-old to be like sitting in the mud with like the 5-year-olds slinging mud at each other. Do you know what I'm saying? I hope that makes sense. Okay, thank you so much for being here, Cancer. I really hope that you enjoyed this reading and that it helps you have a better month and make decisions that improve your life and enlighten you and the people around you. So thank you for watching. Thank you for liking, commenting, sharing. Any of the stuff that you do means a lot and really moves the needle for me. So thank you. And if I don't see you in another video this month, then I hope I see you for your next reading in September. Bye, Cancer.